I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one Chief Rocket Knicks universe. And welcome to the premiere morning show, the joint that we call the Knicks Morning Drive. Yo, y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly? Right? Okay. All right. Y'all know what it is. Blue tears, orange tears, Blorange Tears. Bim. Let's go. What's good, party people? How y'all feeling this morning, man? How y'all feeling this morning? I feel good. I ain't gonna lie. And as I was prepping for the joint this morning, I had a sense that I just wanted to talk about one player in particular. I wanted to talk about my growing love affair for one specific Knick. And I think y'all know who that one specific Knick is. I got a runaway eyelash that wants to. Y'all pardon me, man. I've been washing, scrubbing my face, man, with this new stuff. So that I could be a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? I've been scrubbing my face so I could start trying to look like a pretty boy or whatever, try to, you know what I'm saying? And the thing got my face feeling kind of different. But whatever. How you feeling? Get that energy up. DSJ read my mind. I want to talk about Miles McBride, man. DSJ read my mind. I want to talk about Miles McBride, but I also want to talk about Dante DiVincenzo and Emmanuel quickly. And what do these three guards have in common? They're all coming off the bench. They're all coming off of the bench. Yo, where's my Carolina cup at? Yo, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta fuss a little bit. Hold on. Yo. Yo, Kev Middleton is in the house. What's good, man? Dripmore is in the house. Corey Lee is in the house. DSJ is in the house. Jerry Fitz is in the house. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in. Hold on. Phone start ringing. Not phone start ringing, but the alarm clock start going off crazy. Right? Yo, shout out to everybody shout out to the people that your girl set the alarm tone. So I got an alert. So well, it's like I said, I have an alarm. It's actually an alert turn. An alert tone. It's not an alarm clock, right? And so my alert tone is that Tony Braxton joint. I love me some him. That's our alert tone for us to remember to take medicine at a certain time. So we have an alert tone I have an alert tone that reminds me that reminds me to take medicine, man. This I love me some him by Tony Braxton. That's hilarious. That's hilarious now that I think about it. I mean, hilarious. Otherwise, is in the house. King Poppy is in the house. What's good, y'all? What's good? Julian Blum is in the house. All right. Metz is in the building. You know, as a man, you know you loved when your girl set your alarm, or you set your alarm and your girl be like, nah, make it that song. Make it that Tony Braxton joint. I love me some him. Dilla Cruz is in the house. What's good? Shout out to all my people that's appreciated. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. I like rocking with y'all, man, every mornings that I can. I've been trying to here lately. It's been a little odd. Usually I rock like 5 days a week in the morning, 5 days a week at night. I'm trying to get back to that schedule. We'll get back there eventually. We just got the days in between are generally busy. We got Knicks Freestyle coming your way today, Wednesday, 7:30. We got that going on. That's going to be fire. That is going to be fire. Also, big up to IKBM Dre last night. He took me to task last night about Quentin Grimes. And listen, my thing about Grimes is the point I was trying to prove about Grimes last night is not that he's a bad player, because I think he's going to be a great player. I think Grimes is going to have a Kawhi Leonard and Paul George type impact on the Knicks, right? Not on the league. I'm not saying that yet, right? He's got some other things he's got to tighten up in his game before he gets that far, right? But I think Grimes is kind of on track to be that guy that's going to surprise some people. And I think the breakout for Grimes is coming, right? My only thing about that breakout, though, is when it starts to happen, just let it happen, Knicks fans. When Grimes starts to break out, man, when Grimes has, say, 2 20-point games in the same week, right? let's not start calling him Michael Jordan, because we tend to do that. Knicks fans will overreact and get mad at you when they overreact. You know what I mean? When they overreact, you like, yo, slow down. And they're like, nah, you a hater. No, man, I'm not a hater. Relax. Just let the kid develop. Let it come to him. Let it be organic. But here's my thing. DSJ, I saw what you said, bro. That's wild, bro. What something that Division Gwendolyn and Ryan have in common? Being 6'3". No, not that one. He said something. DSJ is a troll. DSJ is a troll. Kerry Cox says, I was hoping McBride develop into a Mo Cheeks type player. Yeah, he's got to get his passing up. He's got to be Mo Cheeks. Mo Cheeks. We remember him. We remember Mo Cheeks for his defense, but Mo Cheeks was an unselfish distributor. Man, listen, of anybody, any NBA player that sacrificed offense for defense, it was Mo Cheeks. Man, Mo Cheeks, man, yeah. Yeah. Mo Cheeks was that guy. Now he sacrificed. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. You fussing at me? All these people looking? Julian Blum looking at me right now. I know he's gonna be all right. Hey, what were you saying? Dang, Miss Mocha came in here. I guess she don't like me talking about Mo Cheeks. Thank you. You don't like me talking about Maurice Cheeks? Okay, I'm just saying. You came in here on fire when I was talking about Mo Cheeks. You want to come on camera? Okay. They want to see you. You got strong. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 So it's official. Maurice Cheeks is off limits because of Miss Mocha. Yeah. I guess one Mo can't stand me talk about another Mo. So if your name is Mo, I can't talk about you on Blorange Tears. I guess that's what it is. If your name is Mo, Ms. Mocha said, no, I can't talk. Nobody named Mo. If your name is Mo, it's off limits. And then I was begging her. I was like, yo, don't fuss at me. Julian Blum looking at me. And she was like, so? Shout out to Julian Blum. Shout out to Julian Blum, man. Shout out to everybody. Yo, shout out to everybody that got a strong lady out there with them. If you shout out to everybody that got like that strong person with them. Right. Mine just happened to be from the Bahamas. So anybody that know anything about like the Caribbean, yo, yeah. Ribbies are something. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say nothing else because I don't want to get punched in the neck with the camera off. No, that ain't it, brother. No, that definitely ain't it. Yo, that definitely ain't it. It's just a bunch of time. It's just, it's a lot of stuff going on at one time. It's just too much. Yeah, man. Andrew College says Mo Cheeks was awesome. Yeah, he was, man. Maurice Cheeks was awesome, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Mo Cheeks was awesome, but to the point that was made about um to the point that was made about Miles McBride, if we would like for him to be Maurice Cheeks, I don't think he'll be. I personally don't think he'll be Maurice Cheeks, right? But what I think he can be, though, what I think he can be in time is a Kyle Lowry type of archetype player if that three-pointer starts falling. If that three-pointer starts falling, and I'm not saying that Kyle Lowry is a three-point shooter. What I'm saying is Kyle Lowry. Well, what I'm saying is it took Kyle Lowry some time to develop into something too. Like, we don't remember Memphis Kyle Lowry, and people barely remember Houston's Kyle Lowry, but you definitely remember Toronto's Kyle Lowry. You feel me? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, and I want to point out like some positives and negatives about Deuce McBride's game. And it may not all be totally accurate, but all we can go by is the limited sample size that we see, right? Like, if we saw more of him, we could make a more fair assessment. But the unfortunate part is we don't see enough of him. We don't see enough of him to make a fair assessment, right? Right. So here's the thing. Yo, Chef NYK is right automatically. Yo. See, y'all, sometimes I'll be wanting to say stuff and y'all say it in the chat and y'all will read my mind before I can even get there. So I'm with Chef NYK on this one. So we do have athleticism in the backcourt. We just don't play it. And maybe the reason why we don't play it is because maybe that brother ain't ready. And if he's not ready, that's okay. Right? That's okay. Right? If he don't play, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But he's there. We just hope for him to develop. He was a second-round pick for a reason. He was a second-round pick because his first season at West Virginia, he was not a offensive player. He had to develop some offense just to get on the radar. Right? No harm in that. There's no harm in that. Right? But tell you what I'm gonna do. When I get NBA 2K, he definitely gonna be in my rotation on 2K. King Ribby is in the building. So shout out to everybody that is doing their thing early this morning. Right? Whether you are at your desk listening to us, right? If you're at your desk listening to us, or say if you're, working from home, or if you just have us cranked up wherever you are, we appreciate you. We appreciate you rocking with us. It's been a very, very long offseason, long and quiet offseason for the Knicks. Right? But whatever. You kind of expect that from a playoff team. You expect a team of the Knicks caliber not to do something major, not to tear it down, So let me get into. So I want to get into this bag. I was reading y'all. I'm just reading y'all comments and such, right? Paris Duggar is in the house. Shout out, good morning to Paris Duggar. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I'm gonna get in my sweetheart bag, bro. I gotta get in my sweetheart bag, right? You know, as fans of sports, a player will show up on your radar and it's unexpected, and you like, man, I didn't expect to um like this player, but something about him I just like, right? Give you an example. If you're a Jets fan, I hear a lot of Jets fans do this, right? If you're a Jets fan, you have Garrett Wilson, you know what I'm saying? You have Quinnen Williams, you have Sauce Gardner. But Jets fans will come up to me and sneak and say, hey, you know what? Hey, Uncle Freezie, you know what? Of all them guys, you know who my favorite Jet is? My favorite Jet is Brees Hall. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, man, I love some Brees Hall, man. And I'm like, what? You don't like Sauce? They're like, yeah. Hold on, relax. I like Brees Hall, right? You don't like Garrett Wilson? Relax, Uncle Freezie. You going too far. I do like Garrett Wilson. You don't like Mekhi Becton? Again, calm down. I do like Mekhi Becton, but it's just something about this Brees Hall kid that I love, right? And you like, don't y'all have Dalvin Cook? Uncle, relax. You got to relax, bro. You got to relax. Relax. We're not saying that we dislike other players because we've fallen in love with that player. What we're saying is we unexpectedly or accidentally fell in love with a player. Corey Lee says, I was the one who brought up Deuce last night. Okay. So I've been saying for a few months that if Deuce McBride would have dunked on Nick Claxton, that we'd be having a different conversation today about Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride, in my opinion, is a few plays away from being one of our favorite Knicks. I think Tom Thibodeau put him in position to make plays, and for some reason he didn't. But I think the organization has faith in him that he can be that guy. Right. Deuce McBride is a few plays away from being on the radar. And on the radar with the Knicks means something. Being on the radar with the Knicks, I think it means something. I think the Knicks organization also may have faith in this cat that he is going to be something special. Now, I'm not saying amazing, but they feel like there is an element of There is star element there. Now, if he realizes all that star potential, then great. He probably won't, right? What he'll probably wind up being for us is Charlie Ward, right? But Charlie Ward was a great Knick for us, right? Charlie Ward was a great Knick for us, right? And the reason why I'm saying this about the reason why I'm using the Charlie Ward comp for Deuce is to tamper expectations, but B, have us recognize a realistic expectation. For one, what was Charlie Ward? Anybody here old enough to remember, or anybody in here that can remember what type of player or what type of player that Charlie Ward was? I'm asking the chat just to see what the chat thinks. Anybody remember what type of player Charlie Ward was? Ivory 10 is in the building. Salute to Ivory 10. Salute, salute, salute. So if you remember back to what Charlie Ward was, for one, Charlie Ward was an exceptional athlete. Charlie Ward was an exceptional athlete. Even though Charlie Ward didn't display it all the time, Charlie Ward in that era was probably one of the best athletes in the NBA at that time. Even though he didn't always put it on full display, right? Charlie Ward was in a post Bo Jackson era, might have been one of the best athletes in the NBA. Right? Ivory said, exceptional athlete that wasn't very athlete. No, that's not accurate, bro. That's not Charlie Ward, though, played within a system that didn't showcase athleticism. Charlie Ward played in a offense and defense that showcased strength and toughness. During that time, Charlie Ward was the best athlete on our team by far. By far. No, I got you. No, I got you. I got you. I got you. No, I got you. I'm not. No, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm not misunderstanding what you're saying. I already had a point. You and I have shared the same point. I'm just trying to get there. I'm just trying to get there with it. Back then, back in the era of back when athletes won the Heisman Trophy, back when athletes used to win the Heisman, back when athletes won the Heisman, not the dude that threw for the most yards. See, now the Heisman Trophy is whoever throws for the most yards wins the Heisman. It's stupid. The Heisman Trophy is a quarterback award now, right? It's a quarterback award now, but back then Back in the days of a Peter Warwick, Michael Vick, Rocket Ishmael, back when athletes won the Heisman, Charlie Ward won the Heisman, right? Back when Charles Woodson won the Heisman over Peyton Manning, Charlie Ward won the Heisman Trophy. And basically what I'm getting at is back in an era when Florida State and the University of Miami had all the best athletes, Charlie Ward was the best athlete of them all. Charlie Ward was the best athlete of them all. Charlie Ward, and for those that don't know, Charlie Ward was the starting point guard for Florida State. Sam Cassell was his backup, a dude named Sam Cassell, and their two guard was a dude named Bobby Sura. For those that can remember back that far, of the old Florida State teams that had Charlie Ward, Sam Cassell, and Bobby Sura, right? Bobby Sura is who Dante DiVincenzo reminds me of, and I'm gonna get to that in a few minutes. But Charlie Ward was the quarterback of the football team, the point guard of the basketball team, and the punter. Charlie Ward was the quarterback and the punter of the football team. The point guard of the basketball team. And I think for a spell, he played center field for the baseball team. Right? You're talking about an elite athlete. Right? Now, once he got to the Knicks, the Knicks asked him to be something different. Our Knicks, for some reason, we don't value athleticism. We just don't. Right? It's not what we prefer. It's not. New Yorkers generally don't prefer athleticism. New Yorkers prefer toughness. It's the reason why Odell Beckham was traded to Cleveland. Right? It's the reason why cats like Odell Beckham is not a Giant. The Giants value, New Yorkers value toughness, strength. Right? It's one of the reasons why the Yankees fans love Aaron Judge. Big, strong guys, power. New Yorkers value power over athleticism. And it's not something new. I'm not reinventing the wheel. Maybe it's the first time some of you guys are hearing this, but this is not new. Right? So it's not something new. Like, I'm not uncovering something. New Yorkers value power. Whatever. It is what it is. And so when I say that, when I say that, when I say that, I say that in a sense of, well, what does that have to do with Miles McBride and the Charlie Ward comp? We prefer, for instance, if I was to say something along the lines of, should the Knicks trade Ja Morant or trade Jalen Brunson for Ja Morant? Right? If I was to ask a Knicks fan, and I'm not, and listen, I'm not saying anything about Jalen Brunson. Y'all know I think he's a megastar. Right? But if I was to say something or suggest something along the lines of, Knicks fans, would you consider trading Jalen Brunson to Memphis for Ja Morant? I have a sensation, I have a feeling that about 65% of Knicks fans would say no, keep Jalen Brunson. No, we don't want to trade Jalen Brunson for an uber athlete. If I was to ask Knicks fans, would you consider trading Julius Randle and RJ Barrett to New Orleans for Zion Williamson? I have a feeling that 60% of Knicks fans will say no. No, we don't want Zion. We don't want that athlete. We like what we got. We got powerful dudes. We got dudes that put their head down and bully their way around. We like pushing people around. Right? I think historically, historically, New York sports fans don't prefer the Scott Niedermeyers of the world. They prefer the Scott Stevenses of the world. Right? Or let me rephrase it. Let me say it and let me use another example. New Yorkers don't prefer Brian Leach. They prefer Mark Messier. They don't prefer a finesse, you know what I'm saying, a finesse defenseman that can score. They prefer a big, tough guy center. Right? It's what we like. It's what we like. And I say we I'm talking about as a whole, this is what we like. And for that reason alone, we don't remember Charlie Ward the way that he actually was. Charlie Ward was quicker than most point guards, smarter than most point guards, but he played the way that Jeff Van Gundy and Tom Thibodeau wanted him to play. Hard nosed, on the ball, grinded out, tough guy. We don't care nothing. They didn't care anything about being athletic. They didn't care for that. Tom Thibodeau inherited a third-year point guard with outer worldly experience and surrounded him. Since he couldn't change Derrick Rose, he had to let Derrick Rose be Derrick Rose. But since he couldn't change Derrick Rose into that guy, right, what he did was everybody around Derrick Rose was that guy. Keith Bolkins, Kirk Heinrich, all those guys. Y'all remember the Heinrich maneuver? Big combo guard, hard-nosed, defensive-minded guy. I think he won a championship in college. Maybe he didn't, but it seemed like he did. Maybe he didn't. Seems like he was a part of it. Maybe he didn't. And so what does all this have to do with Miles McBride? My personal thing is I think Miles McBride is on the way to being our Charlie Ward type of player in time. Right? Sneaky athlete. Charlie Ward was proven. Charlie Ward played center field, point guard, quarterback, and punter in college. Non-athletes don't do that. Anybody in here play football at a high level? Anybody in here play football in high school? If anybody in here played football in high school and then stepped onto a high school basketball court, you could see the difference in approach. Anybody in here ever play baseball in high school and then step onto the football field? You notice that these are two different worlds. For anybody that played sports in college, if you notice, I'll give you an example, right? I was, by the time I got to college, I was a old fart, right? Because I went to the Uncle Sam first. I went to Uncle Sam first and then went to college afterwards, right? But while I was with Uncle Sam, I boxed. I was a boxer, and I played basketball, right? So I was on the post boxing team and all that stuff, whatever, right? How good I was doesn't matter for this example. It's just I'm just using it as an example. So I was a boxer. I boxed at super heavy. I was like 200 pounds, like on the dot. On a good day, I could get my weight up to 201 pounds. Imagine that, right? But I also played on our region basketball team. I was a 3 on our region back. Yo, one of my claim to fame, one of my claims to fame, or should be claims to shame, is I got dunked on by Chris Morris. Right? So I got dunked on by Chris Morris, and then I got mad and ran up on him, and he lost his mind. He had a mountain. Chris Morris is crazy. Chef NYK says played football in South Florida, whole different league. Hey, bro, I'm with you. Paris Douglas says I played every sport, one after another, not just two. LOL. Yeah, yeah. And so the thing about being an athlete, when you step off of, when you go from playing center field, to quarterback, even though having a strong arm is key, being very smart is key, being able to run is key, the shift in athleticism is huge. The shift in athleticism is huge. And so what I'm saying about a Miles Paris Duggan says, "Of course I didn't. I'm Superman." Hey man, shout out to Superman. Ladies and gentlemen, Superman is in the building. Superman is in the building. So what I'm saying ultimately is a guy like Miles McBride is gonna be more like our Charlie Ward because that is what is required. That is what is required, right? Miles McBride is more athletic than what he shows because our system wants him to be a tough defender. You want to play for Tibbs? You got to be a tough guy. You got to be a tough defender. Karen Fung is in the building. What's good? In order to play for Tibbs, you can't be an Obi Toppin type athlete, right? Listen, we like Obi. We value Obi, but Tibbs ain't having it. That type of athlete, no. And we know Obi is athletic. Tibbs not having it. East Blue Drew is in the building. We know Tibbs values a certain thing. Corey Lee says RBLB. To do those type of things, to be those type of things, you have to be a great, great athlete. Lisa, and shortstop. You have to be a great athlete, right? Just because you're a shortstop doesn't mean that you're going to be a great quarterback, even though the same skills you use to play one, you use to be the other. It takes some refinement. Listen, I'm sure. I'm like, for instance, I'm certain that Michael Vick would have been a great, great point guard, a great, great second baseman, a great center fielder, right? Because he's got the natural skills, he's got the strong arm, he's got the agility, he's got the speed, got the dexterity, all those things. But in Tibbs' system, Tibbs wants you to be a certain type thing. It's what New Yorkers expect. It's what we want. New Yorkers like tough guys that can survive. A dude told me something crazy. I think it was Bully. I think Boulevard 73 told me, if you can make it here, or something he was saying about New York. Like, if you can make it here, you can something. I forget. If you can make it here, you could do something. It's the New York mantra, right? Something is, if you can, something. I forget exactly how Bully said it, but it's something. It has something to do with being tough. And Paris Tucker says, now we're going to watch Obi become a perennial all-star forward starting 2025 and forward. Possibly. I don't doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised to see Obi Toppin make the all-star team. It wouldn't surprise me none. It would surprise me because that package of size and athleticism is not something that comes along often. But again, another example is the athlete is not a priority, but the big, strong, tough guy is the priority. It's what we prefer as New Yorkers. And I'm not from New York. I'm saying everybody as a group. Y'all know I'm from Jersey City, but I'm talking about us as a group. Is what we prefer. For example, if I ask Giants fans right now, if they had their preference of a team that could make the playoffs, would they rather have the 32nd ranked offense and the number one defense, or the 32nd ranked defense and the number one offense? Giants fans, which would y'all prefer? Would you rather have the number one defense and the 32nd ranked offense, or the 32nd ranked offense, or the 32nd ranked defense and the number one offense? Tell me what y'all want. Vice versa, the extreme. Which one would you prefer? East Blue Drew says definitely defense. Right. That's the thing. Because New Yorkers prefer strength. You know what I'm saying? Over athleticism. That's what we prefer. And for that reason, Charlie Ward came in and was a gritty defender as opposed to showcasing his defense. Instead of showcasing his athleticism. And I think that's one of the things with Miles McBride. Miles McBride is a great defender, great athlete, but you see defense over athleticism. Hinton Murphy says that the Nets are buns. Shouldn't be talked about this week. Yeah, they probably shouldn't be talked about. Yeah. They probably should earn it, right? They probably should earn it. And in a true power move, Julian Blum says he want both. That's a power move. Right? I want both. That's a power move. Instead of accepting one or the other, and a New Yorker style power move, Julian Blum says he wants both. I respect that. That's how New Yorkers think. That's what they want. That's what they want. Right? I respect that. And listen, and 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 here's the thing. A New York rapper made a TV empire out of a show called Power. He didn't make a TV empire out of a show called Agility and Finesse. Queens get the money. Shout out to Southside Jamaica Queens. Shout out to Queens, New York. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Long Island. Shout out to Staten Island. Shout out to the Bronx. Shout out to Manhattan. Shout out to the sweetest place on earth, Jersey City, New Jersey. Knicks Nation is in the building. So my thing with Miles McBride is yes, it's a love affair, right? But yes, it's also a moment of reckoning and understanding who we are as an organization and what we want. What I'm gonna say is I think this kid Miles McBride is gonna contribute some. We got the landscaper cutting the grass, man, and my inside dog is trying to act tough. Y'all ever y'all ever been around like a suburban cat that try to act tough? That's my dog right now. Like, no, he ain't tough. No, he ain't. No, he ain't tough. You know what I'm saying? My dog in here is from the Hamptons. Well, he ain't from the Hamptons. Right. My dog in here is acting like my dog is legit in here acting like he from East New York or Flatbush, knowing he from Paramus. My dog in here is trying to act like he from yo, my dog is in here trying to act like he from Bronx River, knowing he from Paramus. You know what I'm saying? My dog is at the window looking outside. Right. So for those that don't know, my dog has one eye. Right. When we found him, he was damaged. He was just Corey Lee, you crazy. Corey Lee wilded out. But so my dog has one eye. When we found him, he was injured, right? So we took him in as a stray and nursed him back to health. And he was skittish at first, like he was so scared of everything. And so we nursed him back to health. We was, cooking his food for him, like giving him like medicating him back to health, like like giving him chicken broth and stewing carrots and all these things to get him back healthy, right? Because he was skin and bones, but you could tell he was gonna be a fluffy little dog. Well, not fluffy, because he's some type of bulldog mix, right? But geez, how long we had Gaston? We had Gaston. So we had him 7 years already. Jeez, good God Almighty. So anyway, now that we done nursed him back to health, he walk around with his chest out, like he barrel chest. He trying to, and we live in this neighborhood, right? So we live. It's not even. I was gonna say mixed. It's not even mixed. It's us. But anyway, it's a very suburban neighborhood, right? Let me just say that we live in a very suburban area, right? Not rich. I didn't say rich. I said suburban. So now he trot down the street, you know what I'm saying? Going to everybody's driveway. And like somebody be outside, like washing their car, he'll just walk up to them and wait on the treat. And they'll like send one of the kids and like they'll buy treats and stuff for my dog. And he'll just like lay down in their driveway and wait for them to bring a treat outside. And he'll get his treat. And then he'll leave and trot and go down to the other neighborhood, go all around the neighborhood getting treats. And then so by the time he get home, Julian Blum, that's not right. Julian Blum, that's not right. That's not right. Somebody asked me, did I name him Jack? No. No, his name was Gaston. That was the name on his thing. We just called him whatever. He was grown when we found him, so we didn't rename him. So anyway, now he got his nose pressed up against the. So we have these French doors that lead outside, right? You open your doors and they go out to your back porch and all this stuff. So he got his nose pressed up against the doors, like he itching to go outside to fight the lawnmower. The dude outside cutting grass just going, y'all may hear him, y'all may not, but he like cutting the backyard or whatever. And he out there growling at the window like he ready to take on the lawnmower. Gaston is trying to act like he's from Bedford-Stuyvesant or somewhere when we all know that he's from Hoboken. Not even Hoboken, because Hoboken has a he's trying to act like he is legit from Harlem, right? He's trying to act like he's from Harlem, right? when we know, you know what I'm saying, he from the Hamptons. I guess dogs can't spell, right? I guess dogs can't spell. Dogs are like HARL. It's the same thing as the Hamptons. No, Gaston. Harlem and the Hamptons are not the same thing, buddy. It's not the same thing. Right. Right. But anyway, back to what I'm saying about what New Yorkers expect and as Knicks fans, our sensibilities. If I ask you, would you trade Jalen Brunson for John Morant? I think 70% of New Yorkers will say no. If I ask New Yorkers, would you trade Julius Randle for Anthony Davis? I think 70% of New Yorkers will say no. Right? If I ask New Yorkers, would y'all trade Grimes, Quickly, and RJ for Zach LaVine? I think 70% of you guys will say no. Hey, Murphy says, Harlem, one of the safest neighborhoods in the city. Hey, man, hey, I love it, bro. I'm glad. Trust me. I'm glad. Right? I'm glad it's safe. Doesn't mean that Harlem is not tough, though. Doesn't mean it's not tough. It might be safe, but I'm certain people from Harlem are tough. Julie Bum says, yeah, hey, from 238, right? Nah, hey, we got to make a movie about his life, bro. We got to make a movie about Gaston's life, right? From stray to star. Yeah, Mo nursed him back to health, y'all. If y'all see his coat, if y'all see Gaston coat so shiny, hey, I don't want to say this because I don't want Mo to get mad at me, bro. But Mo believe in everybody being beautiful, right? That's why my face feel all dry and cracked. Ms. Mocha feel like everybody should be beautiful, right? Yo, everybody should be beautiful in her eyes. Yeah, even the dogs. Even the dogs be getting washed with all this stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, but the thing is, the reason why I brought all of this stuff up is about Miles McBride, right? So the Miles McBride thing is intriguing to me because I am on the side of the athlete. I'm not on the side of the tough guy per se. I like the athlete that is tough, not the tough guy that's athletic, if that makes sense. Y'all feel me? Lee, you feel what I'm saying? Like for instance, I'll do it in a wide receiver sense. I'll do it in a wide receiver sense, right? In a wide receiver sense, I would prefer a Calvin Johnson over a Hines Ward. Right? And so the easy thing would be yo, Calvin Megatron, that's easy. No, not really. Megatron ain't never won nothing in his career. Nothing. Hines Ward, though, played in a lot of big games, and he sacrificed a lot of receptions for the team. In the run game, one could even say Hines Ward was the best run blocker on offense in the run game. Right? And as somebody that used to go to a lot of college football games, I remember watching Hines Ward as a quarterback at the University of Georgia. I remember seeing that. Hines Ward as a quarterback at the University of Georgia. I ain't got to tell y'all how I saw Hines Ward at quarterback. Right? But when I say Megatron versus Hines Ward, immediately all the people that like finesse wide receivers that are tough, like Megatron, speed, fancy catches, all that stuff. The Lions ain't won nothing with Megatron. But for those that like the tough, gritty, hard-nosed, never say die wide receivers, Hines Ward, they won a lot of big games. Pittsburgh won a lot of big games with Hines Ward. So when you draw the comparison just off of name alone, a lot of people go strictly to stats. But if you go by overall production, what's the most important thing? Winning. If you're trying to build a franchise from scratch, would you rather have Hines Ward or Megatron? If the Giants were starting all over today from scratch and they had to choose between Hines Ward and what he will bring and Calvin Johnson and what he will bring, I know a lot of people saw my man on the cover of Madden, right? They're like, oh man, Megatron, man. Those teams didn't win much. But Hines Ward's teams were great for a decade. And Hines Ward, by the way, was an athlete. The reason why I brought up Hines Ward at quarterback, he was an athlete that subdued some of that athleticism for production. Right? Hines Ward subdued a lot of the athleticism for production because that's what Pittsburgh needed to win. And if you look at Miles McBride, I think Miles McBride may be one of those guys that does the same. The athleticism is there. He'll use the athleticism when it's necessary, but not showcase it. I like Deuce McBride. I like Dante DiVincenzo. He's another that I think subdues some athleticism just to win. Shout out to everybody that's in their cubicle right now listening to us, rocking with us. Shout out to everybody that's working from home, got their little robot vacuum cleaner. You know what I'm saying? They the only one. Shout out to y'all listening. Y'all probably in the crib by yourself working from home. Your little robot vacuum cleaner might be the only ambient noise. Maybe you got an aquarium going on in the background. Maybe you got CNN or MSNBC somewhere playing or something. Maybe you got a ceiling fan somewhere chopping up the air or whatever it is. Shout out to y'all listening. Shout out to Jersey's finest, Shakur Stevenson. Andrew College Day, stay on that box. And hey, me and Anthony D have been trying to work on a channel forever. AD ain't gonna do nothing. AD just be talking a good game, and he don't want to do a boxing channel. So now that I've officially gotten my Deuce McBride stuff out. I've been wanting to talk about it for a minute. Trini says we the hardest we working. Yeah, bro. We be grinding, grind king. Grinding, we grinding, bro. We grinding. Yeah, man, we grinding, man. Just briefly, let me also remind everybody that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. Right? If you don't have it, go get it. Go get it. Make sure you protect your families and such. Leave a legacy for your families in the case of your unfortunate demise. Leave a legacy for your family. Don't leave your family with bills. Corey Lee says, shout out to the #1 chief rocking in Knicks universe, his main man, Uncle Freezie, rocking the spot, Knicks at Night podcast, Knicks Morning Drive. All that. Shout out to the 718 boys coming your way Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. every Sunday. Y'all want to hear two dudes? Y'all want to hear two dudes from New York talk Knicks? 718 boys. Bo Ismail in the building. Oh no, I didn't see that. I'm gonna check that out. Bo, y'all read the story about ESPN about biogenesis? Nah, I didn't. I didn't, but the fact that both said it, we might have to jump on it. And Ivory 10 says life insurance ain't just others when you die. Please teach them his trick, take advantage of life insurance, borrow from yourself. Bem. But yeah. So the trick take part, I don't want to say it's a trick, right? What I'll say is this. Just about the life insurance part, and then I'll move on back onto the Knicks, man. But the thing about financial vehicles is you have to educate yourself about, you have to embrace financial literacy if you don't want to be if you don't want to limit your options. It's like when you go to the grocery store to browse and find out what's out there, right? That you go to the grocery store to find out what's out there, right? And so when it comes to these financial vehicles, I would say just be aware that there are some things out there that can help you in situations that might arise. Like if you're an investor, things of that sort, just be aware. And I know that's a topic for vibes and stuff, right? But I understand this is a Knicks channel. This is what we created it for. For those that don't know, this was actually intended to be a Knicks and Mets channel, right? That's why the name is not Knicks all day or Knicks in the sky or you know what I'm saying, some name like, you know what I'm saying, some Knicks name, right? It was meant to be a Knicks and Mets channel, and we got all Knicks-ish, and then the Mets part just dissolved. I'm still a Mets fan though. Knicks fans just kicked in the door and put their feet up. And so we just ran with it. We ain't gonna fight it. We ain't start no trouble. We just having some fun. Right? So here's one other thing. I want to mention this before I get out of here, because I'm gonna jump over to vibes in a few moments, right? I want to say this though about our Knicks and our guard situation. I got you. I'm gonna check it. And just real quick, the reason why I mention it is because every day I know it's the Knicks channel. I don't want to sound like an ad or commercial, but you know, I'm certified with the NIPR. I have a national producer number that you can check to, you know what I'm saying, to see my background. They do all the background checks for me. So the stuff that I'm saying to you, like the information that I'm providing, is from a professional. Even though I don't sound professional all the time, I'm a person. I have a dog. I have 2 cars that I like and one that I love that never works. I have a house and kids. I have friends. I'm just like y'all. I'm a real person. And for those that I have had the fortunate pleasure of meeting in person, y'all know I'm a real live person. Just like y'all. Like for the ones that I met in Washington, D.C. at the Wizards game, it's like a crowd of y'all came from out of nowhere. I wasn't scared, but it was like it was overwhelming. Like people paying for my food. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at the concession stand, people coming up paying for my stuff. People meeting me outside at the crosswalk. Uncle Freezie, let's take some selfies, man. Uncle Freezie. Dudes is by me doing stuff like this. Yo, Uncle Freezie. For all the J Boogies of the world, all the Uncle Fulios, all the Stafford Dons, all the people I met like over the years or whatever, man, at these games and all that stuff, they know I'm a real life person. Like I don't want nothing from y'all except love, success. I want y'all to be happy Knicks fans. And we ain't always gonna be that. Right? I can't guarantee that. Right? That's why I said I want that. I can't guarantee it. Oh God, Benny is in here. Benny is. So I have a 18-month-old pit bull, right? That is like trying to figure out if he should be a tough guy, but he's suburban. Yeah, I have an 18-month-old pit bull that's trying to figure it out. Like he, Benny is like the preacher's kid, like trying to figure it out. Should I be a tough guy or should I just lick you to death? That's Benny right now. So, but anyways, what I wanted to get to just really quick before we hop off is well, I guess what I want to get to is this. I think the Knicks backcourt rotation is fine for what it is. I just think it looks awkward, right? What it is it's like in real life. In real life, if you're a right-handed, all the right-handed people raise your hand. If you're a right-handed person watching a left-handed person sign their name, that's what our backcourt is like right now. Any lefties in the building? Any left-handed people in the chat? So here's the thing. When you're right-handed and you watch a left-handed person sign something, you're like, after all these years, every time you see a left-handed person sign something, you're like, that's what our backcourt is. Our backcourt is a scoring guard that is a limited playmaker, right? And our shooting guard is the defensive guy, knockdown shooter guy that helps facilitate and move the ball on offense. So it's kind of like the roles are reversed, where Grimes should be the scoring guard and Brunson should be the defensive guy. Their roles are reversed. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all it is. All right, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to do vibes in about 35 minutes or so. I'm going to go in here and feed these dogs some expensive, overpriced dog food and spray some of that stuff on a coat that makes them look like Hollywood dogs. Probably give them some treats that cost too much. Right? Probably walk them around the yard and let them frolic around and the new mown hay, which means the grass just got cut, by the way. And try not to get in Miss Mocha's way for the next 4 hours or so, or 6 hours. 6 hours or so. Thank y'all for watching. Come check us out on Vibes and stuff. Subscribe to both channels. Come through and rock. Hey, we'll see y'all in a few minutes. Peace, y'all.